ISUPK.
I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me.
No affiliation, why they faking? This ain't for debating. We the real, they really imitation. I be contemplating why this ain't on like heavy rotation on radio stations. I just pray the Lord give me patience, cause I'm running through these rappers like my name Walter Payton. Shitting on these rappers, 9 to 5 is my occupation. Raw, you come in with your best troops, you best bring more. Already told you I got the juice like Orenthal. Already know what I'm about to do, bet your men fall. Everyone know that we got the truth, all your men false. So boss, overtaking our enemies. Moves calculated and orchestrated like symphonies. Smooth operated when bringing haters to misery. Top 5 list ain't shit unless you mention me. Yeah, that's why we don't associate. Fuck niggas make them more fuck niggas. Why they procreate? Why they overhate? Cause they time is short and a moment late. Let it culminate to they heart erase and it palpitate. Cowards perpetrate like they little group is respectable. Talking intellectual, all of you homosexuals, faggots.
There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children.
I don't want to congregate. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want the fellowship. I ain't trying to build with you. Ain't the UPK? Ain't the truth. Keep it real with you. Defenders of the faith. I got no problem bumping heads with you. All that bullshit, you can take it over there with you. Rather be a houseboy. Rather run with them field niggas. Show them to put in work. Move mountain, crush hills, nigga. Take a dead soul. Breathe life and make it live, nigga. No affiliation, so it's no one to compare with us. Took the Lord's laws and just added it with fear, nigga. Aim for the body, cause you know like killer head quicker. With these bars, I'm on my grizzly, so bear witness. You spit cold, I spit flu. Don't compare sickness. You floss diamond, I floss fringes. Don't compare dentists. UPK, we men the wall shit. We ain't Christian. Harm one of us, get pistol whipped like the gun got a belt with it. I'm bred different. The competition just a mill. I'm fed different. I stood front line on them fields. I bled different. I'd rather be a corpse than a coward. I'm led different. Shit, I'm led different. Come through like a juggernaut, so don't get in the way. And we take everything serious. We don't play. I wonder now what they gon' say. Shit, we make profits out of shooters like the NBA. You get slayed for switching sides, nigga. We ain't on the same page. Immaculate conception. Wow. These niggas bitch made. I'm sticking with the foundation where my bricks laid. You switch sides, I'd rather switch K's. You was never with us, nigga. Just know we on mission, nigga. Right hand hold the scriptures, nigga. Left hip hold the pistol, nigga. How you want it? You can get it spiritual or physics, nigga. Wrong ones to come against, so bring an army with you. No affiliation. When you see us, make the difference with us. No affiliation. When you see us, know we different, nigga. No affiliation. So no, you can't kick it with us. The wrong ones to come against, bring an army with you. It's nothing I can say to make you believe. Yeah. Man, ain't nothing I can say. It's nothing I can say to make you believe. To make you believe. What if I told you that I was the son of God? Would that be easy to believe, or would you make it hard? And I finally learned the difference between wise and smart. When I say we bless people, they say times is hard. And all I can tell them is they ain't never lied. Reincarnated, I'm back like I ain't never died. Man, I won't say it if it can't be verified. Niggas say they soldiers, when war starts, they terrified. I'm about to let it ride, bringing back the pride of black skin, cause they ain't got a clue what's happening. And we still being punished from back then. How we gonna make a change when we too busy adapting? Buckle your seatbelts, make sure you strapped in. They showed us the trap, so now my people trapped in. Cause everything we wanted to be, they said we couldn't be it. I told them we was chosen people, they just couldn't see it. Yeah. Yeah. And it ain't nothing I can say. It's nothing I can say to make them believe. To make you believe. Keep hearing footsteps in the dark, and my dogs gon' bite while the rest of y'all barking. Moving at the speed of light while y'all parking. In that water with sharks, I ain't scared, I'm a dolphin. It ain't no talking, boy, we all action. Trying to build a nation, but them hoes is distracting. With that twerking on the pole in the back bins. Put on some clothes, set some goals, we can rap then. And we ain't never been the same since the crack came. Selling poison just to give it to the Jack name. They promote the lifestyle through the rap game. Flood the hood with it, then tell you it's a black thing. They really need God, but they call idols. How these gents 14 with assault rifles? They waiting for better days. Now can I paraphrase? Niggas will kill their own brother for a pair of J's. And it ain't nothing I can say. It's nothing I can say to make you believe. To make you believe. Let me say it anyway.
Warrior with the hands, that's what I'm all about. Hunger in my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. They don't want no altercation. Situation gon' get critical. It's best that you be easy. The end gon' be biblical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my ways. Payback in every breath, plus revenge in my heart. The truth in every word. Bring light into the dark. And I ain't never lukewarm. Shit, I blazing in the season. Got plenty food for thought. Just gotta watch who I'm feeding. And I been walking with them angels. So I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak. Nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby fat soft. Better bear witness or back off. I be ripping shit like sackcloth. Dumb dogs all barked out. My hymen say I cup full. No room for emotion, so I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I intend to stay. And if it ain't UPK, then they in the way. My niggas righteous, they real, they down to suffer. Flow so deep, it drown a motherfucker. He say he in the truth, oh yeah? Bro, this the home. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too loyal to my own. Plus what they believe, hard for me to follow. No rank me, no head, and I ain't leaving this body to live and sleep in hollow. So when they ask I'm UPK, you tell them absolutely. And I ain't trimming my ways for nothing, gotta execute me. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit I be thinking, watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart, And Alana, she's so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies. And they daddy far from usual. Now I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about this shit I used to do in that 98 Navy, the tan leather seats. See, without wisdom, this world make you weak. I found out that the truth was bitter, the lies are sweet. Tried everything, I guess me and Johanna had to meet. Now I make the blind see, and I make the dead speak. And teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man, they better bring me bloody bed sheets. Chaos match the time, this Glock match my handpiece. And I ain't trying to take him out, but I will defend this house. Or take a check, 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. Shit call me 47. Praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame. Ask why, tell them I'm loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I walk that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king. The devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the king. That's right. Bring that hot flame, you bitch. Ain't loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I walk that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king. The devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the king. Bring that hot flame, you bitch. Ain't loyal to the king.
You understand? You done found a new breed of Hebrews that stand and walk with the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, and we don't care who we got to come up against. You ain't standing before this truth. You understand? We done took them all on and gonna continue to take them all on.
Surrounded by Edomites, lost a lot of truth to this tree of life. Open up the book just to see I'm right. Reminiscing on my ancestors, on those ships who had to plead for life. Took us to a place where ain't never safe there. Poisoning our foods and put our children up in daycare. Fresh out of slavery, still thinking that they care. Guns in the community, children can't play there. Brothers still brainwashed, we died for that same cause. Took away our history, believing that we ain't lost. Brother, I'm an Israelite, sin is like kryptonite. Brothers won't pray, no, they'd rather link a chick tonight. Praises to the Most High, I ain't like most guys. Eyes on the future, but I learned from a boat ride. Tribe of Benjamin, inherited on both sides. Background Jamaican, mistreated and I know why. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
Kwam Yasha Allah, sons of the power. Rise from the ghetto when Satan want us devoured. The seal of the Lord ain't found in church towers. Never dying on my knees like no coward. Wanna be an Israelite, you gon' need more than fringes. You gon' need to show you approve and get in them scriptures. Oh, I forgot to mention, traumatized from the lynching. Homicide, we the victim, Amistad ain't the ending. Kids with PTSD, suffering symptoms, never getting treatment. Something he gotta sleep with. Stockholm syndrome so long that it ain't a secret. That's why I die for them brothers I'm facing east with. Cause I'm an Israelite, crackers better get it right. Visions of my enemies, death flow through my dreams at night. And if your mind ain't there, then we don't dream alike. Reporting live from hell, home of Christians and Edomites.
I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
While they play the sidelines, comfortable on benches. Catch me on the front lines, putting work in trenches. Making sure our election, preparing for Armageddon. Mastering this profession of prophesying these lessons. Protecting our adolescents and answering all their questions. Teaching the love they reflection, no matter what the complexion. We got a common connection, a part of God's hand selection. A shot at the resurrection, through us achieving perfection. But to give life takes sacrifice. Battle demons every vice. Short days and long nights. Less sleep and more fights. More wisdom, more strife. Telling everybody that they wrong and you're right. I'm an Israelite, blood of an Israelite. I ride for my Israelites and die for my Israelites. We owe a debt cause Christ paid the price. So who ready to give their life the life of an Israelite?
I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
Okay, this is 2019 closing of the Feast of Purim. We're gonna get into it real quick. Let's start off in the book of Esther. Let me know when you got it, Quadash. These feast days are so very important, man, because it always synchronizes with us being in captivity and being delivered. You know, you can associate the Feast of Purim with us coming out of Egypt. You can associate, and that, you know, being synonymous with the Passover. You can also associate this with the, the guerrilla warfare, you know, with the Maccabees, you know. We always have these holy days that, you know, revolve around us being delivered from our enemies, man. The enemies that want to destroy us, okay? And we're going to discuss today about a sister, a righteous sister, who it was her time to assist in delivering her people. Always understand this, Israel. The Lord can use whoever he wants to deliver his people, you understand? And you always will be presented with opportunity to prove yourself. David was presented with opportunity. He wasn't destined to be king over Israel. He was presented with opportunity. You understand? So the Lord, again, he can use whoever whom he desires. All right? Let's jump off with the book of Esther, the first chapter. Now start at the first verse.
Khan, I don't want Khan.
Yeah, so
Esther chapter 1.
Yep, chapter 1.
Esther chapter 1, verse 1.
Read.
Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus. This is Ahasuerus, which reigned from India even unto Ethiopia over 107 and 20 provinces. That in those days when the king Ahasuerus sat on the throne of his kingdom, which was in Shushan, the palace. In the 3rd year of his reign, he made a feast unto all his princes and his servants.
So this king threw a feast. Jump down to verse, let's see. Jump down to verse 8.
Esther chapter 1 verse 8.
Read.
And the drinking was according to the law. None did compel. For so the king had anointed to all the officers of his house that they should do according to every man's pleasure. Also Vashti, the queen, made a feast for the women in the royal house which belonged to the king Ahasuerus. On the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine.
So the king was happy. He was in a good mood. Read.
He commanded Mehuman, Biztha, Harbona, Bigtha, and Abagatha, and Zethar, and Carcass, the 7 chamberlains that serve in the presence of Ahasuerus.
So the king's advisors. Read.
The king, to bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the princess her beauty, for she was fair to look on.
So out of all his wives, the king ordered his subjects to bring forth his wife so he could show his wife off in front of his people. He wanted to show how bad she was. Read on.
She was fair to look on, but the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment.
And see that? Who's going to disobey the king? Read.
Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him.
So the king got pissed off because this queen deliberately disobeyed him in front of all his people, saying, I'm not coming. Read on.
Then the king said to the wise men which knew the times, for so was the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment.
So saying this, they knew the law and the judgment and the disobedience of the king. Okay, of what would happen if you disobey the king. Read on.
And the next unto him was Kashina, Shethar, Admatha, Tarshish, Merez, Marcina, and Memucan, the 7 princes of Persia and Media, which saw the king's face, and which sat first in the kingdom.
So these were high men. These were men of great importance. Read on.
What shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to the law?
What are we going to do about this queen that disobeyed the king? Read.
Because she have not performed the commandment of the king Ahasuerus by the chamberlains. And Memucan answered before the king and the princes, Vashti the queen have not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes and to all the people that are in the provinces, that are in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus.
Now this is so important because disobeying the king sends a message out to all the people. It shows that the king is weak. You understand? The king has to now save face somehow. You understand? By dealing with this. Read on.
For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women.
If we let this go, other women are going to follow this example. Read.
So that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes.
So they shall what?
Despise their husbands in their eyes.
This is so important, man. This is why in the UPK we teach sisters to be in order. You understand? It's so important that you be in order because you are an example to these other sisters in these Israelite groups, to these Christians. You understand? It's very important that you do not be like this Queen Vashti. Read on.
The king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti, Salaki, when it shall be reported, the king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not. Likewise, shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes which have heard of the deed of the queen.
You see that? Now that the queen just disrespected the king, the princes And every husband in every house under the Persian Empire is going to think, you know, damn, will my wife be the next one to disobey me? You understand? When you are in a position, when your husband is in a position of authority, you understand, you need to lead rightly, okay? You need to be an example to the other women that are under you, okay? Read on.
Con out of one con.
Verse 18.
Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes which have heard of this deed of the deed of the queen, thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let there be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes that it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before the king Ahasuerus, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she.
Now get rid of that bitch, man. That's what they came up with. They had to save face for this king. You understand? This woman was the most powerful. You might as well say she was the powerfulest woman at that time in that known world under that empire. And she could have had anything she wanted, did anything she wanted, had everything. Now you lost everything because you wanted to be, you know, an evil bitch. Salakia. And being an evil bitch makes you lose stuff. You don't gain anything from it. You understand? Now she's out in the gutter. And now he needs to find her replacement, and quick. Read on, Kodash.
Come, I don't want to come. And Salaki. Unto another that is better than she. Esther 1 and 20. And when the king's decree which he shall make.
Salaki, for a minute, and if I can sidebar for a minute. And this is something sisters need to take into account. It's always another one out there. Right. You want to be disobedient to your husband? No problem. He's going to go and get him a woman that does want to be obedient. Right. What you won't do is 10, 20, 30 other women out there that will. You understand? Your whole life is to be a helpmeet to your husband. He needs you. A woman is a husband's greatest possession. Okay? Read. Continue. Oh, go. You got something, Kodash?
I don't want just to piggyback, like, the woman need to stop thinking about power. Okay, like, her power, your power as a black woman and a Hispanic woman is following your husband's
Damn
orders.
Right, Kodash.
Because guess what? That man will take everything from you. Some of these men is weak and they out here hitting on women and stuff like that. But that king had way more power to just take her whole damn estate and either throw it down the drain or give it to another woman. That's how much power he had over
Now you lost everything because you wanted to be in the Me Too movement. You wanted to assert your authority over that man. You understand? Go to chapter 2. And it's so important, man, that women and men play the right roles, okay? You are a helpmeet. You help your husband. You don't assert authority over him, okay? It's a good thing to be a woman. You understand? It's a lot. You know, you don't want to take on the roles of a man. That's why it's just sometimes I can't stand seeing a firewoman or a policewoman. I mean, you aren't built for that type of work. You understand? It's out of character. What you got, Kodash?
And so, like, just to piggyback on what you said, like, you're not built for that. And then on top of that, the woman, if you it's a dangerous thing to make your husband look weak in front of everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a different thing when you over there controlling them in the house and don't nobody know it.
Right.
But it's a whole nother thing when you disobey this man in front of all of the other men that want to make him look weak.
Yeah.
Now he got to do something.
Now he got to do something. That's so heavy, Kodash. Don't disrespect your man in front of other men. You emasculate him. You understand? because, you know, he wants to really knock your head off in front of everybody just so he can get face back. You understand? Don't do that to your man. It disrespects not only him, but you. It shows that there's no order in your household. You understand? Learn and be up under your man. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? You want to be the next Oprah. Oprah don't have no man. You understand? Because she wants to be in power. Fine. You understand? Die lonely and, you know, unhappy. All right? Let's go to Esther chapter 2.
Esther chapter 2, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
After these things, when the wrath of the king Ahasuerus was appeased.
So he was appeased. He got rid of that bitch. And he was like, and he was happy. Now, he could have killed her. A direct, you know, disorder from a king is a means for death. You understand? That's what should have happened. But, you know what? He would rather she live out the rest of her days poor and in the gutter and nobody wanting her, because that's a punishment, you know, she got to live with till she dies. She'll go forever go in her head. All I had to do was come and heed the king's command. That's it. But she want to show off in front of her girlfriends. Look, I ain't going to see that nigga. And that's the type of spirit that a lot of our sisters, you know, you Israelite sisters want to take on. That will not lead you, it won't lead you to a good ending. You understand? It always ends bad for you. Okay, so again, let's be obedient to our husbands, and if your husband's an idiot and makes bad decisions, okay, you have the power to persuade him to make the right decision. You understand? Women have the power to persuade, okay? Help your man out if he's stupid. Read on, Quadash.
And after these things, when the wrath of the king Ahasuerus was appeased, he remembered Vashti and what she had done and what was decreed against her.
Read.
Then the king's servants that ministered unto him, let therefore be fair young virgins sought for the king.
I see the king like that. Now the king is, they need to counsel their king. You know, he just lost his bad one. And they say, you know what? Let's go find him some young tender things. You understand? That will make everything, that will fix everything. Go ahead, Quadash.
After Esther chapter 2, verse 3. Salakia. And let the king appoint officers in all the provinces of his kingdom, that they may gather together all the fair young virgins unto Shushan, the palace, to the house of the women, unto the custody of Hedge, the king's chamberlain, the keeper of the women, and let their things for purification be given them.
Jump down to verse 5. Now the king, he needs to find his next, his bottom. You understand? His next number one. He needs to replace, his queen. Read.
Now in Shushan, the certain place, there was a certain Jew whose name was Mordecai, the son of Jair, the son of Shimei, the son of Kish, a Benjamite. Who had been carried away from Jerusalem with the captivity which had been carried away with I remember that name. Jeconiah, king of Judah, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away.
Now remember, King Nebuchadnezzar. Remember that name. We're gonna circle back to that king for a specific reason throughout these scriptures. Read on.
And he brought up Hadassah, that is Esther, his uncle's daughter.
Esther was the niece of Mordecai. Mordecai took Esther in after her parents died. So Mordecai was like a father to Esther. You understand? Read on.
For she had neither father nor mother, and the maid was fair and beautiful, whom Mordecai, when her father and mother were dead, took for his own daughter. So it came to pass when the king's commandment and his decree was heard, and many maidens were gathered together unto Shushan the palace to the custody of Haggai, that Esther was brought also unto the king's house to the king of to the custody of Haggai, keeper of the women.
So she went along with the other virgins. She was a bad one, man. Read.
And the maiden pleased him, and she obtained the kindness of him, and he speedily gave her things for purification,
now,
which
go ahead.
With such things as belonged to her, and 7 maidens which were meet to be given her.
Now, Esther was bad, man. Esther, listen, I say that this is the Holy Spirit speaking through me right now. Israelite women are the baddest on earth. I put this on everything. You are the baddest on earth. Nothing, no other nation can compare to you. Okay? You stand out of all the women on the earth from these other nations, okay? The king seen her and was like, damn, she's bad. Not only that, she grew up under Mordecai. So Mordecai taught her the law, statutes, and commandments, and according to how a woman is supposed to act and become of a wife to a husband, right? He taught her. He brought her up. He raised her. You understand? So along with her beauty, she brought the law and the order with her. Okay? Who else is synonymous with this sister? Judith. Judith was a bad one, okay? She was a bad one to the point she knew the law. She knew the scriptures, okay? She was also brought up to be a righteous woman. This is what you have to understand. You know what? Read on. We're going to get to it.
Con out of one con. Which were meet to be given to her out of the king's house. And he preferred her and her maids unto the best place of the house of the women.
So she got the best of everything, man. It was like a fashion show. She came through and proved herself. Read on.
Esther had not shewed her people nor her kindred, for Mordecai had charged her that she should not show it.
Mordecai told her not to show who she was, man, and all that stuff that she got. Read on.
And Mordecai walked every day before the court of the women's house to know how Esther did and and what should become of her.
Now see, this is, again, so important. It's so important for you daughters to heed what your fathers tell you in this truth, man. There's so many brothers in the UPK. We have daughters. This is the time, and, you know, this is the era where we bringing up righteous women. You understand? And it's so important that our daughters be set apart from this world, man. It's so important that you daughters heed the instructions of your fathers, man. We, like, every day, man, men in the Israelite school of UPK, we think about, you know, our daughters having good husbands, man. Will she be happy? Will she be pleasant? Have we raised her right? You understand? This is something that we all dwell on. It's in the scriptures, man. Okay? It's so important that these women in the UPK, be leaders in terms of showing other sisters on how they should act and portray what a good wife should be. You understand? You are a helpmate, a woman of virtue. And Mordecai brought this sister Esther up to do so. Mordecai was waiting at the gate every day, coaching this sister. You know, not to talk so damn much. You know, being humble. You know, just making sure, going over, getting a review of everything that happened that day. Helpmate. Okay, read on.
Kind out of one kind. Now, when every maid's turn was to come and was come to go in to the king Ahasuerus, after that she had been 12 months according to the manner of the women. For so were the days of their purifications accomplished, to wit, 6 months with oil of myrrh and 6 months of sweet odors, and with other things for the purifying of the women.
So these women had a year to get ready for the king, man. Read on.
Kind out of one kind. Then thus came every maiden unto the king, whatsoever she desired was given to her to go with her out of the house of the women unto the king's house. In the evening she went, and on the morrow she returned unto the second house of the women, to the custody of
Jump down to 15.
Kind out of one kind. Now when the turn of Esther, the daughter of Abihail, the uncle of Mordecai, who had taken her for his daughter, was come to go in unto the king, she required nothing but what Haggai, the king's chamberlain, the keeper of the women, appointed. And Esther Esther obtained favor in the sight of all them that looked upon her.
Now you see that the chamberlain that attended to the virgins would ask what the virgins wanted or needed, or would suggest certain things to the women, and Esther, according to what Mordecai would tell her, would be humble and accept anything, and wouldn't accept anything other than what the chamberlain offered. You understand? You can imagine what all the other virgins was asking. I want a Gucci purse. Get me some red bottoms. I want a Ferragamo belt. I want the Versace. I need a pool in my room. You understand? She only asked for the bare minimum. Okay? And the chamber, people tend to remember stuff like that. You got the baddest thing in the room who's not asking for much. There's something special about this woman. She's not just here for riches. Read on, Quadash.
Kind out of one kind. So Esther was taken unto the king Ahasuerus into his house royal in the 10th month, which is the month of Tebeth, in the 7th year of his reign. And the king loved Esther above all the women.
You see that? The king loved Esther above all the women. This was his favorite. Okay? He only been with her, what, 10 months? You understand? Like, I mean, man, this woman was special. You understand? Read on.
And the king loved Esther above all the women, and she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins.
You see that? Out of all the women, out the whole nation, out of his whole empire. His empire stretched from Ethiopia all the way to India, which would be Elam and Cush. You understand? That's how far his empire stretched. Okay? And out of all those women, man, he chose this Israelite sister based on her beauty and her mannerisms, man. And that's what made him love her above all the rest. You understand? It's always going to be a competition, man, amongst sisters, man. It's just natural to compete, to be the best. You understand? To compete for your husband's attention. It's not thinking about your damn self all the time. Not being selfish. You know, being a help me. That's the key word for the day. Help me. What you got, Quadash?
It's a lucky. I like what you said. You said compete for your husband's attention. Like, if a man had multiple wives, that's what them women want to do. They want to strive for mastery. Because that's what we're doing for Christ.
Yeah, strive for mastery, man. You running a race. You understand? Like Paul said. Read on.
Right.
You need to win the race for the crown in your household. You understand? For your husband's attention. Be the best help me out of all his other women. Okay? Read.
So that he set, Salaki, let me get back. She obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen instead of Vashti.
Now she's the queen of this empire, man. She's the queen in Persia. Read.
Then the king made great feast unto all his princes and his servants, and even Esther's feast. And he made a release to the provinces and gave gifts according to the state of the king.
Now see this chain reaction this sister did. This sister had made such an impression on the leader of the world at that time that, man, this king started, man, sharing his happiness with his providences, sharing his happiness with Ethiopia, with India, over the love of this woman. You understand? Read.
And when the virgins were gathered together the second time, then Mordecai sat in the king's gate. Esther had not yet shewed her kindred nor her people, as Mordecai charged her. For Esther did the commandment of Mordecai.
Yep. Didn't let her know she was a Jew. That's what that is the whole point of that. He said, don't tell them that you are an Israelite. Read.
Like as when she was brought up with him. In those days, while Mordecai sat in the king's gate, two of the king's chamberlains, Bigthan and Teresh, of those which kept the door, Teresh, of those which kept the door, were wroth and sought to lay hand on King Ahasuerus.
So these two men were planning to kill the king. Read. Because again, Mordecai sat at the gate so he could get the report on how his niece was doing in the kingdom. You understand? How she was doing in the palace. And he would be there so much, he heard a plot of these two men that were going to harm the king. Read on.
And the thing was known to Mordecai, who told it unto Esther the queen, and Esther certified the king thereof in Mordecai's name. And when inquisition was made of the matter, it was found out, therefore, that they were both hanged on a tree.
So Mordecai sat out there, man. Mordecai, you know, he was the, you know, the ear to the streets, and he let Esther know what the plot was, the plot that was going on, that these two men meant to do harm to the king, which was valuable information. You understand? And he told Esther to tell the king, and Esther told the king on Mordecai's behalf, letting him know it was Mordecai. Read on.
Count out of one kind. And it was written in the book of the Chronicles before the king.
So they recorded it. It was very important. Anytime something of this magnitude happened, this went into the history books. You understand? Let's jump into chapter 3. It's so important, man, to be a righteous woman of the Most High, man. And it all starts with being obedient. Obedient to your husband. Obedient to the man in charge over you, okay? The man in charge over you wants the best for you, okay? That's why he gives you an order, and it's important, sister, that you follow it, okay? He ain't going to do anything or tell you anything that's going to harm you. No, that's not his purpose, man. It's your job to listen and do and follow the order.
Esther chapter 3 verse 1. After these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of
So Haman,
Hammedatha, the
so,
Agagite.
Read on.
And advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him.
So the king promoted one of his subjects. Read on.
And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced him.
So when this guy got this promotion, everybody was reverencing him and lifting him up and telling him how good of a job he did and blase, blah, blah. Read on.
For the king had commanded concerning him, but Mordecai bowed not, nor did reverence.
So Mordecai did not bow or reverence this man. You understand? Here's the thing about Israelite men, and even back at that time, man, we have integrity and honor. You understand? When you bow towards another man, you are showing that you are subject to him. Okay? Let's get that, hold that real quick, Quadash, and get Sirach 33, verse 19, man. It's so important to have honor and integrity, man. And that's something that Mordecai had. Mordecai was a prophet of the Most High, man. And it was something, a leader of the people. Okay? And he had to be an example unto all his people, man. And he was showing them how to have honor and integrity, man. And he wasn't going to, Salakia dick ride Hannon because he got a promotion. So what, you second in command? You still have a man over you. You understand? Read on. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 33, verse 19. You understand? It's so important to have integrity. Read that, Quadai.
Ecclesiasticus 33, verse 19. Give not thy son and wife thy brother.
Jump to 20, verse 20.
As long as thou livest and
as what?
As long as thou livest.
As what?
As long as thou livest.
Read.
And hast breath in thee. Give not thyself over to any.
Give not thyself over to any, man. Have your balls, okay? Let's go back to Esther 3, verse 3.
Esther chapter 3, verse 3.
Read.
Then the king's servants which were in the king's gate said unto Mordecai, why transgressest thou the king's commandment?
You hear that? Why you not listening to the king? Why you not bowing down to Hanan? He's second in command. Whenever this goes back to what was it? Meshach. What were the three cats' name? Kodash, you remember Meshach, Abednego, Daniel? When they did not bow down to that idol, man, on the on the chime of the third horns, on the horns were playing. You understand? This goes directly back to that. Okay? Hanan was not going to worship this cat, man, because he had honor. Okay? This goes straight back to that, man. The Babylonian king. You all right? When he gave the order for the people of Israel to bow to the idol. And whoever did not bow to it would be thrown into the fiery furnace, man. And it's so important that we have integrity. Because when you have integrity and acknowledge who your master is, who your true master is, okay, then you will be protected, man. You will walk without fear, okay? Read on, Kodash.
Now it came to pass when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them.
He ignored them. Why you not worship? Why you not bowing down to Hanan? He the man now. Come on, man. That's so gay. You understand? Advocating for another man like that, to worship another man, just because he got a rank raise. You understand? Read on.
And he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matter would stand. For he had told them that he was a Jew.
He what?
He told them that he was a Jew.
Man, he one of those Jews, man. A nigga. Basically. He just a nigga. Read on.
And when Haman saw Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath.
So check this out. You got all these people bowing towards this bastard, right? Haman didn't even notice Mordecai until the men around Mordecai, who was bowing and kissing Haman's ass, told Haman about it. You understand? You always got some Uncle Tom ass, dick rider that's gonna, incite a situation that wasn't one in the first place. You understand? Listen, if the Jews are so insignificant, forget them, right? That's what you think. But Hannah knew we were greater than him, man. He knew the Jews were better than him. The Israelites. Read on.
And when Haman saw Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then Haman was full of wrath, and he sought to, and he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone.
So he thought like, man, I need to take care of this. I need to, he needs to quell his anger. You understand? And he thought to do it alone, meaning only handle Mordecai. Okay? Only make him pay. Read on.
For they had showed him the people of Mordecai, wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews.
So when he found out what nation Mordecai belonged to, now everybody got to pay. Everybody got to pay because one man didn't bow to you. You understand? Read on.
Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of Mordecai. In the first month, that is the month of Nisan.
Jump down to 8.
Kind out of one kind. And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people.
That's key right there. Read it again. Read that part again.
There is a certain people.
A certain people scattered abroad. Read.
And dispersed.
And what?
And dispersed.
And dispersed. That's you, black man. That's you, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. You are dispersed. We don't belong here. You understand? This is not our rest. You are all over the earth, okay? Dispersed. To be dispersed, that's a curse, man. That's a curse in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, man. The Lord said, I will scatter you from one end of the earth to another. I will scatter you amongst other people, man. That is a curse. To not belong somewhere and to have to live somewhere where you don't belong. Okay? To be a foreigner, that's a curse, man. Read on, Quadash.
Kind out of one kind. Certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom.
That's how you know who Israel is. Israel is not people that are in modern day Israel or Jerusalem, Palestinian, or whatever you want to call it today. They are a people that's dispersed, who don't have a choice where they live. Okay? A people who don't own the land that they're living on, who don't own the homes that they're living in. You understand? Who have no say-so or no municipality to govern themselves. Okay? That is how you know who Israel is. They are a dispersed people. He didn't say there are Jews. He said that he started his statement off that this people is dispersed. He's building up the characterization of the Israelites to the king before he carries out his plot. He's trying to build them up to say they are nothing, they're worth nothing, they're garbage. I mean, the world would not miss them if they left the earth suddenly. Okay, an act of genocide. Okay, that's what what Haman was trying to plot to do. Read on, Quadah.
Kind out of one kind. And their laws are diverse from all people.
Oh, you see there? That's another clue. These people are different from us. Their laws and statutes are diverse from other people. Okay? They don't eat pork like we do. They don't celebrate Christmas like we do. You understand? They don't eat shrimp like we do. They don't have gods. They don't have a God you can see like we do. Okay? These are people that are dispersed. They have laws that are different from us. You know, they won't assimilate. You understand? They won't conform. Read on, Quadash.
Con out of one con. And their laws are diverse from all people. Neither keep they the king's laws.
Neither do they keep the king's laws. If the king say celebrate Easter or celebrate Christmas or Thanksgiving, they don't do it, king. Okay? If the king say, you know, we need to commemorate this day by serving up turkey and ham, they don't do it, king. They do their own. They're separate from us. Read on, Quadash.
Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them.
You see that? He built them up. He stated his case that these people are garbage and that they are no profit to him. Read on.
If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business.
See there? That's so heavy, man. Canaan wanted them dead so bad that he said, I'll come out of my own pocket and handle them. If it please you, king. They disrespecting you, man. These people are no worth. They eating up all the resources. They all on welfare. Okay? They making the city look bad. Read on, Quadash. At any point you can chime in too if you like. Read on.
To bring it into the king's treasuries. And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the Jews' enemy.
The enemy of the Jews. Haman was a known enemy of the Jews, man. All because Mordecai didn't worship this bastard. Okay? And the king thought it was a good idea and gave him his ring. Read on, Quadash.
And the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to thee, the people also, to do with them as it seemeth good to thee.
So the king is advocating for this plan, and all the leaders that are able to carry out this plan, who are in unison with it, paid them, who are complicit in destroying us, man. Gave them silver, paid them. All right, gave them the order to go ahead and do it. Read on, Quadash.
Then the king's scribes called on the 13th day of the first month, and there was written according to all that Haman commanded unto the king's lieutenants and to the governors and to the governors that were over every province.
Yep. So all the leaders over every province, from Ethiopia to India, got the letter, got the order to do away with these people, man. Okay, read. Let's jump to chapter 4.
Chapter 4. When Mordecai perceived that all was done, Mordecai rent his clothes and put on sackcloth with ashes.
Yeah, see, that's and that was always our people back then. You know, when we were in mourning, we were real dramatic, man, because we knew the sudden destruction was coming onto us, man. That's how we were. We wanted to be recognized by the Lord, man. So we will cry out. We rip our clothes. You know, we needed to be. To get the Most High's attention, you understand. We wanted to show, you know, how much we were in mourning, you know, from the clothes we would wear, you know, to the raiment that we would be in. Read on.
And in every province, Slucky. And put on sackcloth with ashes, and went out into the midst of the city, and cried with a loud and bitter cry. And even and came even before the king's gate, for none might enter into the gate, into the king's gate cloth with sackcloth.
So he had his mourning clothes on and went to the gate of the king. Okay? But nobody's allowed in there unless you dress fly. Okay? Read on, Quadash.
And in every province whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, there was great mourning among the Jews, and fasting and weeping and wailing, and many lay in sackcloth and ashes. So Esther's maids and her chamberlains came and told it to her that there was the queen then was the queen exceedingly grieved, and she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai.
So the chamberlains came and told Esther, man, that your uncle is at the gate and he's in sackcloth and mourning. Okay, because of the decree. Read on, Quadash.
And she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai.
So she sent him some garments, man, some bad garments, so he could put them on and come through the gates. Because again, they, the king is all about, you have to be in a certain aura when you're in the palace, man. Read on.
But he received it not.
He didn't take it, man. He didn't take the gear. Read.
Then called Esther for Hatak, one of the king's chamberlains, whom he had appointed to attend upon her, and gave him a commandment to Mordecai to know what it was and why it was. So Hatak went forth to Mordecai unto the street of the city, which was before the king's gate, and Mordecai told him of all that had happened unto him, and of some of the money that Haman had promised to pay to the king's treasuries for the Jews to destroy them. Also he gave him copy of the writing of the decree that was given at Shushan to destroy them, to shew it to Esther, and to declare unto her, and to charge her that she should go in unto the king to make supplication unto him and make request before him for her people.
So Mordecai basically broke down what was going to happen to the people, man. And he told Hatak to deliver the message to Esther. Show her the flyer that's going around that they paying to kill us all. Okay, it's sealed with the king's ring right here. Okay, so this is straight from the king. You need to go and tell the king what's going on, and this is Hannon's doing, telling them the whole straight up and down. Okay, read on, Quadash.
Khan, I don't want to come. And Hatak came and told Esther the words of Mordecai. Again, Esther spake unto Hatak and gave him commandment unto Mordecai. All the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces do know that whosoever, whether man or woman, shall come unto the king into the inner court, who is not called, there is one law to put him to death.
You see that? It's a known fact. If you come into the king's court and you weren't summoned, no matter who the hell you were, you are dead on sight. You understand? Read.
Except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter.
So only if the king holds out the golden scepter towards you, he can save your life. Other than that, it's a clean-cut deal that the guards are automatically on their way to kill you until the king lifts his scepter. The order doesn't even have to be given from the king. They already coming to chop your head off. But if the king lifts up his scepter, That's the only way your life is saved. Everybody knew this. Okay? Read on, Quadash.
But I have not been called to come in unto the king these 30 days.
See? So Esther was telling him, look, I ain't seen the king in 30 days. He hasn't summoned me. Okay? Basically, if I walk up in there, I could be killed. Read, Quadash.
And they told Mordecai Esther's words. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews.
You see that? Stop being so selfish, Esther. Don't think just because you in the king's house that you're going to escape. Read.
For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then there shall be enlargement and deliverance arise too from the Salakia. Then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. And who knoweth whether thou art come to the king for such a time as this?
See there? Don't think that the Lord can't use somebody else, man. Because the Lord can. Okay? He's telling Esther, look, don't think because you in the king's house you want to escape. Okay? And if you don't do it, fine. The Lord will use somebody else. He doesn't need you, but the Lord will present you with the opportunity, man. That's why it's so important to always be working. Okay? Work whenever you can for the Lord. You never know when your opportunity will come where the Lord tests and proves you. Okay? You always want to prove yourself useful in any scenario. Okay? Don't be so damn helpless all the time. Okay? And needy. All right? Prove yourself to be useful. A damn tool that the Lord can utilize. You understand? If you don't do it, the Lord will just find another person to do it. Okay? You won't carry out the order? Fine. There's another man in line who's looking for glory. Okay? Read on, Quadash.
Then Esther bade them return Mordecai this answer.
So now, Esther, she's like, damn, yeah, she's right. She's back in the spirit now. Okay? She fell off for a minute. She almost fell off. And now she heeded and remembered her upbringing. Remembered the law, statutes, and commandments. Remember David. Remember everybody, man. Remember the deliverance out of Egypt. Okay? Remember who she was and who her God was. Okay? Read.
Go gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me. Neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise, and so
that's heavy
will I
right
go
there.
into the king which is not according to the law, and if I perish, I perish.
You see that? Everybody fast for me. I need strength, man. And that's how we're so different from these other nations, man. We are brothers and sisters in this nation. You understand? That's how we need to look at one another. We will have listen, we always have each other's back. We're not like these other nations, you understand? And out for self all the goddamn time. That's not who we are. That's why it doesn't work when we all are out for oneself, okay? We only work when we all put our pennies together, okay? When we all give our money to one wicked Negro, okay? When we put our pennies together, we have more money than anybody. You understand? That's how we work in this nation. Let everybody know I'm about to do this thing. I need support from everybody, man. You understand? And that's how we work. Just like when, these celebrities, they get shunned by the world. Who they run to? They run right back to the black community. The community they never gave one red cent to or tried to help, okay? When they get caught up in some scandal in the news, they come back to their people always because they know that's just our nature, man. to be compassionate and forgiving, man. We know we make mistakes. That's how our people are. You know, we tend to love each other. You know, we a loving nation, man. And then the celebrities, they get back on their feet, and then they lead the black community again, okay, and go back to Master's house. All right, read on, Quadash. So Mordecai.
So Mordecai went his way and did according to all that Esther had commanded him.
So Esther asked him, and then he was like, okay, I think I can do that. And went to the people and let them know what's going on. And we all gathered together. That's how the Most High recognizes us, man. In their affliction will they seek me early, man. Anytime we be getting beat down and killed, and just like how it's happening now, today. You understand that we are living in the time of Purim, okay? Being killed out in the street by police unjustly. They poisoning our water, okay? They're ostracizing our people from coming over from a border. They trying to, block our people off, okay? Killing our people in Texas. You know, the tribe of Issachar, man, who are coming over here to work to better their families, to better their lives, for better opportunity, being shunned upon, man. Okay, you are in Purim. You know, this has always happened, man. Let's read chapter 5, verse 1. Let's go.
Chapter 5, verse 1, Esther. Now it came to pass on the third day that Esther put on her royal apparel and stood in the inner court of the king's house.
See there? Read.
Over against the king's house, and the king sat upon his royal throne in the royal house over against the gate of the house.
So she entered that house, man. She entered it without being summoned by the king. She was subject to die, man. But she loved her people enough to say, you know what? If I die, I die. That's what she said back in the last chapter, man. Because she came to the realization that that her people was more important than her, man. She didn't become a selfish bitch, man. That's what we don't want to be. We want to be... Oh, go ahead. And that's how we want to be, man. We want to be able to look out for our people, okay? Your time will come, man, when the Lord tests you. All right, you will either pass or fail the test, okay? And she loved her people enough to carry this out, man. Even if she had to die for her people, man, she was gonna try. And that's all we can ask for. Hell, all that can happen to say is yay or nay. But we know who our God is, okay? And we know that these other nations want to destroy us. We know the scriptures, man. As long as there are sun, a moon, and stars, man, Israel will stand forever. You nations will never be able to wipe us out, no matter how hard you try. Look at our records, man. Your Planned Parenthood, crack cocaine. By that right, we should have been dead a long time ago. There should be no blacks, Hispanics, or Native Indians left, man. You killed the Native Indians like, my God, the Trail of Tears. I mean, genocide has been implemented on our nation for as long as I can remember. For as long as, Rome, Greece, the empires, since America's inception, y'all been trying to kill the Israelites, man. But you can't do it. The Lord will not let you do it, man. You can flood the neighborhoods with crack. You can flood their neighborhoods with, cigarettes, okay? With all this poison that you've been implementing in our communities, man. With Christianity, man. You tried to kill us kill us to death. The soft kill, Christianity, man. Worse than cyanide, man. You've tried to kill us for years, for decades. But the Lord won't allow it, man. He'll always step in to make sure that his people exist. You will kill a lot of us, absolutely. Okay? But you will never be able to wipe us off the map, man. Because it's not the Lord's will. Yes, we're being punished, man, for our sins and iniquity we committed against the Father, man. Yes, we're being punished. But it's not up to you to wipe us out. Okay? You just the belt. That's it. You the belt for as long as the Father wants you to lash us, man. But you ain't going to wipe us off the map. Read on, Quadash. Where we at?
Chapter 5. Verse 2.
Yep.
And it was so when the king saw Esther, the queen, standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight.
You see that? He remembered his baby, man. His number one, his bottom bitch. You understand? He remembered her, man. She was just bad. Just how Judith, just how she stunned that one bastard that came up against us, man. Judith, man, she was, man, she dressed in her best and approached the commander-in-chief of the army, man. The commander of that army, man, and took his goddamn head. Okay? He seen her and lost his damn head. Okay? That's another thing, man, with sisters, man. Y'all so bad in terms of, you know, being the most beautifulest intellectual women on earth, man. Y'all have a spirit on y'all that's unmatched by these women of these other nations, man. Okay, you are the salt of the earth. All right, read on, Quadash.
That she obtained favor in his sight. And the king held out to Esther the golden scepter.
See there, remember that?
Was
go ahead.
That was in his hand. So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter.
Oh, that's bad. Not only did he lift it up towards her, she touched the scepter, man. Read on. She had grace, man. She had a spirit on her, okay, and that could melt the hearts of men. Read on.
Then said the king unto her, what will thou, Queen Esther?
What do you want, baby? Read.
And what is thy request?
What do you want, baby? Read.
It shall be even given thee to the half of the kingdom.
You see that? That's heavy, man. Baby, what you want? Half the goddamn earth? What you want, honey? Come on, man. Listen, Israelite women, y'all have so much power, man. We don't need you out on the street teaching, man. You know what? We need you being graceful and obedient like this sister Esther, man. That's enough to conquer armies, man. We don't need you out on the front lines, man. Trying to teach, man. So heavy. Read on, Quadash.
And Esther answered, if it seem good unto the king, let the king and Haman come this day unto the banquet that I have prepared for him.
See, that's another thing, man. Israelite sisters are the best cooks on earth. She probably, you know, she said, man, let me serve up some, you know, some fried chicken, mac and cheese. You know how we do pinto beans and rice. That's been our thing the last couple weeks. You understand? You know, y'all, man, when it come to cooking, man, you're unmatched, okay? It's love and soul that goes into your food, man. That, I mean, so many spices and flavors that I mean, it's, you know, it's a mystery. You understand? I love some Israelite sisters cooking, man. Read on.
So the king and Haman came to Salaki. I skipped some. Then the king said, because Haman caused Haman to make haste, that he may do as Esther hath said. So the king and Haman came to the banquet that Esther had prepared. And the king said unto Esther at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition?
What you now, baby? You done cooked all this food. What is it that you asking for? What can I do for you? Read.
And it shall be granted thee.
And it's gonna happen. Read.
And what is thy request? Even to the half of the kingdom, it shall be performed. Then answered Esther, said, my petition and my request is, if I have found favor in the sight of the king, and if it be, and if it please the king to grant my petition and to perform my request, let the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them, and I will do tomorrow as the king hath said. Then went Haman forth that day joyful and with a glad heart. But when Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he stood not up.
So Haman, he was all excited. He was like, man, the king's number one woman, man, wants to make a dinner for just us two, man. Oh, I'm about to get another promotion. How much higher can I go? I'm already the second man, second in command out of everybody, even his sons. Man, I'm about to get another promotion, man. I just know it. I just feel it. Maybe the king might give me my own providence. Maybe he might give me half of the. That's you could just imagine what Haman was thinking, man. But when he say Mordecai, Mordecai just not bow to him and reverence him. It just made all that go away. All that happy and lust that he had not too long ago was gone in an instant when he seen Mordecai not reverencing and worshiping him again. Go ahead.
That he stood not up nor moved for him. He was full of indignation against Mordecai.
Full of hatred against Mordecai, man. Because he wasn't a dick rider. Read.
Nevertheless, Haman refrained himself, and when he came home, he sent and called for his friends and Zeresh his wife. And Haman told them of the glory of his riches and the multitude of his children and all the things wherein the king had promoted him, and how he had advanced him above the princes and servants of the king.
So he went home bragging about how he had got his promotion. You know how men do when they come home and they sitting around the dinner table of the family and telling how your day go, honey. Well, I got a promotion from the king. And then his wife wants to make me a big dinner. I'm even over the sons and everything, just bragging to his wife. Read on.
Haman said, moreover, Esther the queen did let no man come in with the king unto the banquet that she had prepared but myself.
Yeah, I'm the only man that gets to go and eat with the king in his rib. Read on.
And tomorrow I am invited unto her also with the king. Yet all this availeth me nothing.
But it don't mean nothing. All of this don't mean nothing to me. Why, Quadash? No, read on.
So as long as I see Mordecai the Jew sitting at the king's gate, then said Zeresh his wife, and all of his friends, all of
it meant nothing, because I still seen that Jew, Mordecai, sitting at the gate, not dick riding me, not on my job. Read.
Let a gallows be made.
What did she say after Mordecai told her that?
Then said Zeresh his wife and all his friends unto him, let a gallows be made of 50 cubits high, and tomorrow speak thou unto the king that Mordecai may be hanged thereon.
You see there? That wicked bitch. Make the gallows higher so he could be hanged tomorrow on it. And of course, Hanan thought that was a good idea, and he planned to do it. Read on chapter 6. Let's speed through this.
Then go thou in merrily with the king unto the banquet, and the thing that pleased Haman, and the thing that pleased Haman, and he caused the gallows to be made.
So he already got them made. He got his plan in motion. Read chapter 6. Let's go.
Esther chapter 6, on the night could not the king sleep.
So the king could not sleep, tussling and turning. The Lord steps in various ways, okay? And y'all about to see what happened and how the Lord intervened, man, because Esther followed the order, okay? That's how the Lord intervenes. It's not magic. Okay, it's not, the Lord isn't your damn genie, all right? The Lord comes in and intervenes when orders are carried out. You understand? And orders done 100%, okay? Don't half-ass an order. Do it to the best. Not only to the best of your ability, achieve the order. You understand? In its completion. Read, Quadash.
And they were read before the king.
Wait, start over.
Salaki. On that night could not the king sleep, and he commanded to bring the book of records of the chronicles, and they were read before the king.
So the king, so the history of the was read before the king. Read.
And it was found written that Mordecai had told of Bigthana and Teresh, two of the king's chamberlains, the keepers of the door, who sought to lay hand on King Ahasuerus.
Yeah, so he so Mordecai's name came up, and he remembered the plot that those two guards were going to commit upon the king. And it was foiled by Mordecai, who gave him the tip off. Okay? Read chapter 3. Verse 3.
And the king said, what honor and dignity have been done to Mordecai for this?
What reward was given to Mordecai for him foiling this plot? Read.
Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him, there is nothing done for him.
We haven't done anything for him at all. Read.
And the king said, who is in the court? Now Haman was come into.
Now this is right on time. Right on time. Haman's coming through the door. Read.
Haman was come into the outward of the king's house to speak unto the king to hang Mordecai on the gallows that he prepared for him. And the king's servant said unto him, behold, Haman standeth in the gate. And the king said, let him come in.
Bring him on in. That's my number 2. Read.
So Haman came in, and the king said unto him, what shall be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor? Now Haman thought in his heart, to whom would the king delight to do honor more than to thyself, to myself.
So the king, so Hanan thinking like, who the hell is more honorable than me? Okay, who is the king trying to honor? No names is coming up. King is just giving counsel, like, what's the best thing I can do for a man to honor a man, a great man. Read on, Quadash.
And Haman answered the king, for the man whom the king delighteth to honor, let the royal apparel be brought which the king useth to wear.
So he suggested, let's give him clothing fit for a king. Read.
And the horse that the king rideth upon, and the crown royal.
Yeah, a horse that the king rides on. If a man of that much honor, oh man, he's damn near. He needs to be to experience the kingship, Your Honor. Read.
Kind out of one kind. Let the royal apparel be brought which the king useth to wear, and the horse that the king rideth upon, and the crown royal which is set upon his head.
So Hanan's giving all this advice on what should be done for a man that saved the king's life. Read.
and let this apparel and horse be delivered to the hand of one of the king's most noble princes, that they may array the man with whom the king delighteth to honor, and bring him on horseback through the street of the city, and proclaim before him, thus shall it be done to the man whom the king delighteth to honor. Then the king said unto Haman, make haste and take the apparel and the horse, and thou hast as thou hast said, and do even so to Mordecai the Jew that sitteth at the king's gate. Let nothing fail that thou hast spoken.
Man, so that's so heavy there. Oh, could you imagine that hand of that heathen, man? How his heart just fell when he found out who it was. That's so beautiful, man. I probably read this about 20 times, man. Like, oh, man. Oh, that's so sweet, man. So sweet. And Mordecai at this time, what's up? Oh, okay. No sweat. You want to grab? Okay, that's better. Yeah, and that's so heavy, man, because, hold on. Yeah, that goes up to at least past chapter 9. Up to chapter, okay, because you know that, all right, but anyway, yeah, and that's so heavy, man. You could just imagine how that heathen felt, man, when he heard the name Mordecai, and who, you know, all this array and, you know, this these royal garments he would have to clothe this honorable man to, per the king's order. You understand? Which is so beautiful, man. That's why the Lord says, man, the Lord will fight for you and you shall hold your peace, man. That's such a heavy scripture, man. And it's so fitting for this, man. Because Mordecai didn't say 2 words to this bastard. He didn't beg for his life. He didn't try and reason with Haman. He didn't renege on him not bowing to him when he entered the court. So very heavy, man. So heavy. On having integrity, man. It all goes back to having integrity. Having honor. You understand? Where we at, Quadash? I think we had chapter 6, verse 10.
Khan, I don't want Khan. Then the king said to Haman, make haste and take the apparel and the horse that thou hast said, and do even so unto Mordecai the Jew that sitteth at the king's gate. Let nothing fail of all that thou hast spoken. Then took Haman the apparel and the horse, and arrayed Mordecai and brought him on horseback through the street of the city.
Let him dress them up and everything. Read.
And proclaimed before him, thus shall it be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor.
And read verse 12.
And Mordecai came again to the king's gate, but Haman hasted to his house mourning and having his head covered.
You see that? Crying like a bitch, man. Like a bitch. That's just some pussy-fied, sissy stuff, man. You crying because now you can't kill a man unrighteously? God, man. I can imagine him. He running home with his hood over his face, burying his face in his pillow. Pillow soaked with tears. Okay? Tears of unrighteousness, because he couldn't kill a just man. That's so bitch made, man. Read on.
Khan out of one Khan. And Haman told Zeresh his wife and all his friends everything that had befallen him. Then said his wives.
What does that remind you of, Quadash? He going to and running and crying to his wife. What that remind you of? And about to get some wicked counsel from his woman. Think about it for a minute. Hezekiah, Jezebel, Nabal won't sell me his vineyard. You understand? It's always, man, some old weak punk crying to his woman and getting bad counsel. Instead of her lifting that man up, she about to, you know, consider some wickedness and give him bad advice that's going to get him jacked up. You understand? Read on.
Con out of one con. And Haman told Zeresh his wife and all his friends everything that had befallen him.
Mm-hmm.
Then said his wise men and Zeresh his wife unto him, if Mordecai be of the seed of the Jews before whom thou hast begun to fall, then thou shalt not prevail against him, but thou shalt surely fall before him. And while they were yet talking with him, came the king's chamberlains in haste to bring Haman unto the banquet that Esther had prepared.
See, now he don't even have time to, you know, concoct a new plan. You understand? He saw they already prophesizing his downfall. You understand? His wise men, they already telling him he about to fall, man. Read on, chapter 7.
So the king and Haman came to the banquet with Esther the queen. And the king said again unto Esther on the second day at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition, Queen Esther? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? And it shall be performed, even to the half of the kingdom.
Even if you want the half of the kingdom, babe, you gonna have it. Come on, man. That's what righteous sisters get. They get offered half the damn kingdom, man. That's so heavy. It's so important, sisters, man. Man, listen. Sisters in the, you know, UPK, man. When we had the kingdom, man. When the kingdom is here, Christ comes back and is reigning, man. Listen, your work, the effort that you put into this thing, man, will not be forgotten. I'm telling y'all, sisters, man. It's gonna be so evident, man. You're going to have, you know, eunuchs, you know, who fear your husband, okay? Eunuchs that fear your husband, you know, at your beckoning call, okay, in the kingdom. You know, Quadash going to have about, you know, 4 or 5, 10, 30 wives, man. And all you women, all you wives of his, man, y'all going to be so happy. And, you know, the kingdom is going to be so perfect for you, okay? Because you're going to be a righteous and humble woman, man. You're not going to talk so much. You are going to be a helpmeet to your husband, man. You're going to be handling his business, okay? Shopping every day, okay? As your eunuchs carry your bags. They're going to carry your bags because you're going to be doing so much shopping. You understand? Because Quadash going to have his slaves in line. You understand? And he going to have plantations upon plantations. Okay? Because he got to take care of his virtuous, righteous women. Because they are a helpmeet to him. They help him. You understand? Read on, Quadash.
Con out of one con. Then Esther the queen answered and said, if I have found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition and my people at my request.
See, that's so heavy, man. He asked her. Again, this goes back. You can almost correlate this with Christ being offered the world if they worship Satan. You understand? She wasn't selfish, man. She looked out for her people. She said, man, let my life be enough. You understand? This was a humble sister, man. It's so important to be like this sister if you're in the UPK, man. In fact, we breed sisters like this in the UPK. You all are some strong, virtuous women. We need you, okay? We can't do this on our own or without you. We need our women. Okay? That womb, man, is a powerful weapon. Read on, Quadash. Oh, Salaki, if I may. If we could read that again, Quadash, how she addressed the king. That's so heavy, man. You can really make a man feel masculine. You understand? You can butter. It's so easy to get stuff out of a man. Reread that, how she approached the king, man. How she softened him up for her, but before she made her request, man. How she buttered him up. Read, Quadash.
Then Esther the queen answered and said, if I have found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it please the king,
if it pleases you, if it's in your favor, read, Quadash.
Let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request. For we are sold, and I and my people are to be destroyed, to be slain and to perish. But if we had been sold for bondmen and bondwomen, I had held my tongue.
See, feel that for a minute, man. She really setting the stage for this, man. She's saying this. You know what? I could see if we had just been slaves, okay? If we had just been sold to another nation, I would have shut up. I wouldn't even have escalated this situation, okay? But our lives are at stake here, okay? The act of real Holocaust is about to happen. Read, Quadash.
And although the enemy could not countervail the king's damage.
Hold on, where you at?
That's right after she said she would have held her tongue.
Okay.
Although the enemy could not countervail the king's damage, then the king Ahasuerus answered and said unto Esther the queen, who is he and where is he that durst presume in his heart to do so?
Who is this guy, man? Who is this king? Who is basically, who is this king, this person that thinks that they're equal, to think that they can undo what I say? Okay? Who thinks they can go against my word? Read.
And Esther said, the adversary and enemy that is this wicked man Haman. Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen.
Like a bitch. Read.
And the king, arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath, went into the palace garden, and Haman stood up to make request for his life to Esther, the queen, for he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king.
So the king didn't say nothing. He walked up and walked into the court, man. Read.
Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the palace of the banquet of wine, and Haman was fallen upon the bed whereon Esther was.
See, you don't want to do that, man. You on another man's bed, begging a woman on your knees. Read, Quadash.
Then said the king,
damn,
will he force the queen also before me in the house?
So now he trying to get on my woman too? That's heavy, man. Hanon's so paranoid and afraid for his life, he's not realizing what he's doing right now. He has the spirit of fear. Okay, and rightly so. Read.
As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face. And Habaniah, one of the chamberlains, said before the king, behold, also the gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman made for Mordecai, who had spoken good for the king.
This nigga made his own gallows. He made his own device. Okay? Could you imagine making your own guillotine meant for somebody else? But for you, the Lord is so perfect with his punishments, man. When your punishment come from the Lord, it's like, man, it's perfect. You understand? Read, Quadash.
Kind out of one kind. Who had spoken for good for the king, standeth in the house of Haman. Then the king said, hang him thereon. So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he prepared for Mordecai. Then was the king's wrath pacified.
You see that, man? Haman got what he deserved, man. As with all heathens, you understand? And again, it's so important to be like this sister. You understand? It's so important because Esther is who all women should strive to be. You see how much power Esther had? And she didn't swing a sword. She didn't go out preaching on the corners to come back and do, the law, statutes, and commandments. She's not on Facebook running her mouth saying, trying to teach because she don't know a damn thing anyway. All right? She's not out there. She's using her femininity, okay, and getting stuff done. All right? You listen, something about, like, we don't need Esther as an example. Esther, listen, man, we have stories upon stories of Israelite getting men killed. You understand? You know how many men die over a woman almost every day? Okay? You have that power. You understand? And that's why it's so important to, embrace being a woman, man. You don't have to have masculine skills. It's okay to be a female. Okay? It's okay to, bake them biscuits up. Okay? It's okay to be girly. Okay? You don't have to always try and assert authority over men. There's no need for it, man. Long story short, the king reversed his order in terms of Haman wanting to destroy all the Jews. Okay? Reversed his order, but you still had wicked bastards out there in other provinces wanting to destroy us. Okay? And of course, we were given liberty to defend ourselves and killed over 500 men. You understand? Until the heathens understood that we were a force to be reckoned with, man. That's just how it is. That's how it goes, man. Through the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General Yohanan, man. This is 2019 Purim celebration, okay? We were ordered to remember this day, for we were once again delivered by the Lord, man. All glories and praise be, okay, unto Yahweh. You understand, man, for delivering us again. And in our affliction, we will seek him early, all right? With that, I'm going to pass the class to Priest Officer Kodash Gabar for the announcement. Shalom, Israel.
We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular, after 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will get permission to court each other. After 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3 and 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew ma'ashera. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher crease fund. Free will offering for priests not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, the Passover on Friday, March 30th, 2000 and it's not Friday, March 30th. It's on April the 21st, 2019. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, headbands, and scarf. With that being said, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Amajim Shabbat, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabarakatah. With that being said, with that being said, class dismissed.
With no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bag.